Hi everybody, Mr. G here. Hope you're having a good time and welcome to my little music studio for my second official Google Classrooms online band class. Okay, if you remember my first video, you could just hear my voice. Now this one you can see all the... Okay, so I hope you're having a good time in social distancing quarantine, and I hope overall that you're playing your instrument. Okay, that's the most important thing for my class right now is you get your horn out and you play. And I'm really loving the recordings that you guys are sending. I mean, there's too many to list. Some of you guys are doing an excellent job. Some of you guys are sounding better on your recording than you ever have. Okay, so I really love that. And my objective here is not recording. It's not recording class. My objective here is to make sure that you're taking your instrument out, that you're reading music, you're playing the correct notes, you're counting the rhythms, you're tapping your foot, you're breathing. All of that stuff is my objective. That's the most important thing, you know. But I can check that you're doing all that if you send me a recording where I can hear what you're playing. And of course, this is class. It's not a professional setting. So you send me whatever you recorded, whatever you worked on during the time slot, even if it has mistakes, that will help me help you sound better, because that's the goal. Okay, so all of those things have to be happening, but recording yourself playing is not really as hard as some of you might think. Now, I'm going to stick around and say the easiest way to do this is with the app that comes with your book. And if you don't remember, there's a code on the inside cover of your book. I may have said front cover before, but it's actually the back cover. It's the back page. If you look at mine, it looks just like mine right here. And even if you paused it and zoomed in on it, though, you couldn't use my code because it's already been installed too many times. Each code lets you install the app on 3 devices. So if you have a friend who only has the app installed on 1 device, it might be really, really easy. Just call them up and say, hey, can I have your code so I can install the app too? The app makes it so easy to record, and what ends up happening is I get a seamless package that I can click, push play, and listen to you guys, and I don't have to watch video, I don't have to do anything, I don't have to convert a file or anything like that. Needless to say, I'll take any type of recording y'all can send me. But once again, if you have your book, open up the back cover, you'll see the code written right here in the gray part. That's the code to access the files on the app. And once you have it downloaded, you have to download it first, okay? And it's available in the App Store or just on the internet. If you just search Traditions of Excellence, you'll find a link to the Interactive Practice Studio, which is the name of the app. That's the easiest way to record because it really has a lot of neat features in it. It lets you record with the backing track. It lets you, it mixes your instrument with the backing track, so that way you're not louder than the backing track. And some of the stuff that I get back, it sounds like, wow, like when I was that age, if I had that type of recording tool, I would have been really, really on top of it. Because if there's anything I love, it's recording. As you can tell, I've got recording stuff all over here. You've got tape decks, you've got mixers, you've got all this stuff. This is what I like. Okay. But if you're having trouble recording with the app, or it doesn't always work perfectly for you, or if you can't download it because you lost your book, there's other ways you can download something to help you record. The first way I want to talk about is a third-party app. So something like iTalk on the iPhone or Voice Recorder on Android. Those are apps that you can download on the App Store. You simply start them up, hit record, start playing, save that file, email it over to me, and I'll get it to your private instrument instructor. That's, of course, if you are willing to download an app and do all that. Okay. Another way that you can record is simply like me. You take your camera or you take your phone. I have another phone right here, and you start up a video, just a simple video app. Now here's the camera, and here's all you have to do. You take this and you place it. That worked. Place it so the camera is facing away from you, and then not only do you get the advantage of taking a video without having to prepare yourself as if you were in school because your teachers are going to see it, but you get a blank video. It's smaller because there's less that the camera has to worry about resolution. So the file size of your video will actually be smaller if it's just a black screen, and then you'll have less trouble emailing it. So that's another way. You take a camera and you can also just put the camera down, placing the camera to the table and hit record on your video, and you'd end up seeing a black screen, but you could play, and I get that black screen when I check your work, and then I don't have to worry if your your living room is messy or anything like that. Okay, another thing you can do, now this is like a last resort, and I just thought of this, is a really cool thing. You can send yourself a voicemail. So what I want you to do is set up a metronome, start a tap your foot, get your book out, get ready to play your song. When you think you have it well enough to record, call your own phone number, and send yourself a voicemail. Let it ring. Don't answer it, obviously, because you'll be on the phone. A voice message will come up. Hello, you read your messages, okay? And now, there's two sets of instructions for doing this. If you have an iPhone, what you want to do, after you finish recording, and to save that message, okay? And then you're going to open up the phone app. You're going to tap voicemail. You're going to tap the message that you want to save, and then tap the share icon. We know what that is, sharing a voicemail. This way you won't delete it from your voicemail storage. And from here, you have several potential ways to save that file. You can use Notes, which is an iPhone app that comes with your phone. It lets you save it or add a note, or you can use Voice Memo. Again, this comes with your phone. It will save an audio file to your phone that can be edited in the Voice Memo app and automatically backed up to iTunes. So everything you save on Voice Memo now is in your iTunes, so you have a quick way to go back and play something if you want to hear what you sounded like. Another thing you could use is Message and Mail, which are both apps that come with your iPhone, and they'll send the file as an MP3 file or in an SMS message, okay? And another thing you can do is AirDrop, and let you share the file as an MP3 wirelessly to another device, like an iPad or somebody else's iPhone. And from there, they just have the file. They can email it off to me, omar.garza@aliceisd.net, and I'll get it to your individual private instrument instructor. Okay, and wait, forgot about Android. So if you have a Samsung, if you have an Android, there's different instructions, obviously. You don't have the same menu. Okay, if you do have an Android, you can save your voicemails too, but the process will be a little bit different. Okay, the stock phone or voicemail app for most major providers includes an option to save copies of your message. If you open your phone's voicemail app and then tap, or in some cases tap and hold, the message you want to save, you should be presented with a list of options. And the save option will usually be listed as save to phone, archive, or something similar. If you haven't noticed, I'm actually reading from a page. So this is from lifehacker.com, and it's called How to Save Important Voicemails for both iPhone and Android. And so what I'm going to do is email this link to you. Now, unfortunately, not all Android phone providers offer voicemail apps that are compatible with all Android phones. Okay, so this is just like a last-ditch effort. If you couldn't get a third-party app to record, if you couldn't get the app running, if you couldn't take a movie on your phone, and some people can't do that because they're running out of space, and a good way to figure that out is to get yourself a Google Drive and start importing your files off your device onto your Google Drive, so that way you have space to do things and actually use your device, like make movies and take pictures and do stuff that everybody loves to use their phones for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send this link along with your next assignment. Now, the link gives instructions to saving a voicemail for either iPhone or Android. Okay? And there's one last link that I'm going to include on today's lesson, and that is if you're recording with a laptop. Now, obviously, with a laptop, you have all kinds of recording software that people put out there that you could download, like Audacity. It's free. There's others that are free or they're very low cost. But again, there's a learning curve. We have to learn to use all of the vocabulary with recording software and stuff. And that's not really part of this class. Again, what I want to make sure that you're doing is actually playing a warm-up, is actually counting out those whole notes, is actually, breathing correctly, and using your instrument correctly. So I'm not really interested in teaching you guys how to use a bunch of recording software, although, you know, that doesn't mean that I won't pull some out here and show it to you at some point while you guys are coming into my little music studio. But there is a very simple extension for Google Chrome that you can put onto a laptop that will record for you and have the file available online, ready to email to me. And that is called Voice Recorder. So I'm going to send a link to the Voice Recorder app. And what it does is it lets you install it onto your Google Chrome. And then what you end up getting is just a little tool that ends up on your address bar that lets you click record. And you can record any audio. Just having your Google Chrome internet browser open will allow you to record and function as an audio source editor or source recorder. It's a really neat and free way to record audio using nothing more than your laptop and Google Chrome and your built-in microphone, which it will detect, by the way. Now, I need you to keep recording, okay? It's the only way that I can tell that you're still playing your instrument. If you started recording in the past and emailed me in the past, I don't want you to start sending me paperwork where you're writing, labeling note names, because I already know that you can record. So you know who you are. You get back on that and you start sending me recordings of your instrument. I can't wait to hear it. Your individual instrument instructors can't wait to hear them. And we hope that, you know, you're actually having a good time recording some of these songs, because when I hear them, they really sound fun, and it sounds like something that, like, I wish that my band director had given me as a homework assignment when I was a kid, because once again, I love recording. So that's going to be it. If there are any questions, I want you to go ahead and pop them down on this video in comments, and we'd love to get some discussion started for you. Your playing assignment this week is going to be a class favorite from a lot of my classes. I'm assigning you an ensemble part on page 20 and 21. And that's going to be what's written down on the Google Classroom. So what you're going to do is play an entire piece, either Indigo Rock or Procession or March Across the Seas, or any of the ensemble pieces that are listed on page 20 or 21. Now, you can please use the accompaniment if you can. I'm going to try to provide them on Google Classroom this time. And also, if you really, really, really want to, you can go ahead, even though it doesn't say it on the assignment. I'm telling you this to let you people know who watched my whole video. You can go ahead and record page 19, The Good Life. I'll count that as an ensemble piece. So this is an entire page recording. It's not one line at a time. I want you to go ahead and record the entire song. It takes up, you know, quite an amount of space. So use one of these new recording techniques, or continue using the app if you are, because that's the best and easiest way. And, you know, we look forward to seeing you guys. You really are the music program future. So please keep playing and keep making good sounds. I'll see you again next week. Bye, guys.